Hi everyone. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting my mom in this very momentous occasion in her life. It's funny, my mom asked me to say a few words at this thing probably a month ago, and every once in a while I try to sit down and think about what I wanted to say. It's difficult. She's been here for 30 years. Her career is older than I am. And I've been mulling over it a little bit, and it's been tremendous to hear so many wonderful things about her from so many of you that have been such a huge part of her life. And it's really very touching. I kept thinking, what could I say that would be unique from my point of view? And I guess I'd like to share a little story from my childhood about my mom. So, no, it's PG. When I was 7 or 8 years old, my mom opened up a really small bank account, like the minimum amount you could put in, for my sister and I, one for me and one for my sister. And she set up this chart on the refrigerator that was called the star chart. And for every chore we did, for every good deed we did, she would put a gold star next to our name. And when we got 10 stars, she would give us $1. Well, there was a choice. You could take the $1 now, or you could put it in the account and she would match your $1. So you have
True story, true story.
But of course, there's a caveat to that, right? We were not able to access the money until we were 18. So I'm like a 7, 8-year-old doing my chores, cleaning my room. And I'd get to 10 stars, and she'd be like, okay, you could take the $1, or you could take the $1, put it in the bank, and it'll turn into $2 plus interest. And I was a kid, and I was like, no, I'll take the $1 now. I'll take the $1 now. And I'd buy like candy and trinkets and all this other stuff, right? My sister, who is definitely the smarter one in this scenario, would take the $1, give it right back to my mother, and it would go right into the bank. And my mom used to keep a sheet next to the fridge that would have my sister's bank account roll and my bank account. And so, a few years go by, and I'm still taking my $1. And, I'm 12, 13, and I pull this sheet, and I look at it, and, to my dismay and shock, my sister had about twice as much money than me in her bank account. And I was like, wow. So it's just interesting in my basic 12, 13-year-old mind, my mother taught me the value of maybe delaying gratification a little bit, saving and thinking long term. And this is just one of the many, many stories that I could think of amazing things that she's done as my mother. And, these characteristics very clearly bleed into her whole life. She's an amazing mother. She taught us really strong values, and she has enabled us to succeed the way that she's enabled so many people in her life and in her career to succeed. So it's been tremendous to hear so many wonderful things about her. I couldn't be more proud to have her as my mother, and she's an amazing role model and a hell of a tough act to follow. So, congratulations.